Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel where real stories help us learn about life. Today, I have an incredible story that will surprise you and warm your heart at the same time. Imagine a very rich man, a millionaire CEO known for his tough boardroom decisions, who comes to a meeting at a hospital. But just when he thinks today will be like any other day, he sees something that stops him in his tracks. Three little triplets, all crying in the hospital. What happens next? Stay with me, because this story is about how one unexpected moment can change the way we see our world. Meet Mr. Thomas Carter. He is a sharp and successful CEO who built his huge company from nothing. Every day, Mr. Carter wears a smart suit, carries a briefcase full of big ideas, and is known for his clear, strict decisions about money and work. On this day, he has been invited to a meeting at City Hospital. The plan is simple: to talk about investing in new technology for the hospital so that patients can get better care. As Mr. Carter steps into City Hospital, he is used to fast elevators, shiny corridors, and busy nurses in bright uniforms. But something really unusual catches his eye. In a quiet corner of the waiting area, he sees three very small children sitting on a bench. They are triplets, three little kids with wide eyes and tear-stained cheeks. Their gentle sobs echo in the clean, white hall. In that moment, even though Mr. Carter is a businessman who is always in a hurry, his heart skips a beat. Noticing the children, Mr. Carter walks slowly toward them. In simple words, he says to a kind nurse nearby, "Excuse me, can you please tell me why these children are crying?" The nurse, with a soft smile and caring eyes, explains that their mother is in a very serious operation. Their father is not close by, and the little triplets feel scared and all alone. For Mr. Carter, this is something he has not seen in his many years of high-powered meetings and busy schedules. All his days have been filled with numbers and profits, and until now, he had never really stopped to see what was happening in the hearts of those around him. In that quiet hospital corner, the sound of tiny cries gently reminded him of his own childhood, when he sometimes felt lonely or scared, despite having little comforts. Suddenly, the rigid world of business melted away, and he began to think about true care and kindness. Imagine you are reading a math problem, but instead of numbers, there are feelings. This was how Mr. Carter felt. It wasn't about the cold facts of profits that day. It was about something warm, something that reached deep into his heart. The hospital corridor, usually so quiet and organized, transformed into a stage where a great lesson was unfolding. Mr. Carter now stood still and listened, not to a speech, but to the soft, persistent sound of the triplets' cries. It was a sound that said, "Help me, please." And that request was so real that even someone used to big business had to stop and reflect. Now, let me share something that may seem a little funny. Imagine you're sitting in a serious school assembly when all of a sudden the principal starts talking about how a lost puppy made him cry. It might feel a bit odd, right? Well, for Mr. Carter, it was even more surprising. The man who had mastered the art of tough decisions was now feeling all sorts of emotions just because he saw these crying children. He began to ask himself, what is the true value of all my work if I forget about people who are hurting? That single question made him think. Money can buy machines, buildings, and even fast cars, but it cannot mend a broken heart or wipe away a tear. And that is something every one of us, young or old, should understand. With his heart now stirring with care, Mr. Carter decided he could not simply go into a boardroom and talk about numbers while real pain went unseen. Instead, he went to the hospital's main office and asked to speak with the hospital director. Standing in a room filled with hospital board members and administrators, Mr. Carter cleared his throat. With a steady yet gentle voice, he said, "I have been thinking that money must be used to help people. Today I saw these three children crying. That made me ask, how can we make our work more humane? How can we care for those who are hurting, not just fix machines or balance budgets?" His words startled everyone. Meetings are usually filled with graphs, charts, and technical talk about profit margins. But instead, Mr. Carter was talking about something many of us understand from our hearts: care and kindness. Even though technical details like how many dollars to spend on new machines were important, he now believed that helping families and patients was even more essential. One board member even joked, "Sir, did you just turn a business meeting into a family talk?" Mr. Carter smiled and replied, "Sometimes the heart speaks much louder than a profit report." And for that moment, the serious business of the room paused as every person began to listen with both their mind and heart. Inspired by the moment with the crying triplets, Mr. Carter had a big idea. He proposed a new plan for his company's investment in the hospital. He called it the Heart Care Fund. His simple plan was to set aside a part of the money not just to buy new technology, but to help families during hard times. Let's break it down in simple words. The fund would give extra help to families when a loved one was very sick. Money from the Heart Care Fund would help pay for extra care, such as a friendly helper to talk to patients, a special play area for scared kids, and even free meals for families who could not pay. In short, it would make the hospital feel more like home, a place where even in hard times, everyone is cared for. Mr. Carter explained, "Investing in our technology is important, but investing in the human heart is even more important. When people feel loved and safe, they heal faster." This fund can show that our work is not only about making money, but about making life better. Studies show that hospitals where people feel cared for often see patients recover faster. Technical details in simple terms. When families feel supported, stress goes down, and the body can heal more quickly. This is true in both hospitals and our everyday life. Mr. Carter's plan was a mix of business sense and kindness, and that, my friends, is a recipe for true success. After the meeting, Mr. Carter couldn't stop thinking about the triplets. He walked back to the quiet corner where he had first seen them. The nurse was still there, gently comforting the children. With a soft sigh, Mr. Carter knelt down beside the worried faces and said in a calm, sincere tone, "I'm sorry you are sad. I promise we are going to help you and your family. You are not alone." Even though the children were small and their eyes still a little red from crying, the kindness in Mr. Carter's voice made a difference. Slowly, the crying began to stop. It was as if his heartfelt promise had wrapped them in a warm blanket. In that moment, Mr. Carter realized that the true wealth in life was not measured by money or numbers. It was measured by how much we care for one another. I want you to think about this. Sometimes we get so busy trying to reach our goals that we forget the simple truth that a kind word or a gentle hug can change a day, or even a life. That day, something changed in Mr. Carter. He began to see his work not only as a way to earn more money, but also as a chance to spread hope and love. His decision to launch the Heart Care Fund was not just a one-time act. It was the start of a movement. From that moment on, every new business plan in his company included a part for social care. Soon, inspiring projects emerged. His company organized volunteer days for executives to visit local hospitals, and they even started community programs that helped build playgrounds for children. Imagine a world where even the busiest meetings had a moment of care built into their plans. For Mr. Carter, that world was now a goal. He learned that every contract, every decision, and every plan could have a warm touch. A reminder that inside every hospital, office, or home, there is a human heart beating with hope. This change in his vision inspired not only his employees, but many people who heard the story of the crying triplets. It taught everyone that while technology and business are important, taking care of people is the most valuable job of all. Now let's have a little fun with a thought. Imagine you are in class and suddenly your teacher changes the lesson from math to talking about how a sad cartoon character needs a friend. It might seem a bit odd at first, right? Well, that is what happened in the business meeting that day. A room full of serious people suddenly began talking about feelings. One of the board members leaned over to his neighbor and whispered, "I expected a talk on profit margins, not on hugs and high fives." A few moments of gentle laughter broke the tension. Even in a room where numbers usually ruled, the power of care brought unexpected smiles. And that humor reminded everyone that sometimes laughter and kindness go side by side. The story of Mr. Carter and the crying triplets is a lesson that can touch every heart. It shows us that even in a world filled with busy meetings, big decisions, and high-tech gadgets, the simplest moments, like a child's tear, can remind us what is truly important. True wealth is not stored in bank accounts. It grows in every kind word we share, every promise we keep, and every smile we bring to someone in need. Every time you help a friend who is sad or share your toys with a classmate who feels left out, you are practicing the same care that Mr. Carter learned at City Hospital. Even if you do not have billions of dollars, you have a heart full of love that can make a big difference in the world. Thank you so much for listening to this amazing story. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a little bit about the true meaning of wealth and care. If this story touched you, please hit that like button, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below about a time when a small act of kindness made your day better. And before you go, I have a special request. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, because we have many more stories like this one that show how life is full of surprises and heart. Also, check out the video on your screen right now. It talks about other ways to bring kindness into our daily lives and how every little act can make a big change. Remember, every tear has a story, and every heart holds a promise of hope. Let kindness be your guiding light, whether you are at school, at home, or even in the busiest boardroom. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, keep caring, keep sharing, and keep making your world a better place